It's Monday Lock and Load. Welcome everybody to a American stream of unconsciousness lock and load. Looks like you got a full house, or the gang's all here. Wait, we aren't a gang, but you know what I mean.
We're a club.
Well, we're something. Anyway.
What? If we're not a gang? I gotta get out of here then.
Should
We're
I
a community.
start with the Supreme Court, the Race and Administration Committee, or the signs in Arizona?
Signs in Arizona. What's in Arizona?
SCOTUS voted 8-1 that the government can't. No, wrong one. That's the raisin one. Arizona sign law. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously, 9-0, that you can't. A town in Arizona can't have context-based control of what signs people can put up. So basically, they had a law that said, it made it all the way to the Supreme Court, that from Arizona, they had a law that you can't put up, like if somebody just has a prayer meeting at 10 a.m. or pancake breakfast for a church or something, you can't put up a sign. It can only be 12 hours before the event, and then has to come down within 2 hours after the event. So if you put up a sign, you can only put it up at 10 p.m. It'd be dark. Nobody could see it. And you're not allowed to put up directional signs until like 1 hour before the event. So even if they saw your sign, they wouldn't know which way to go. So anyway, they ruled it was a violation of the First Amendment. So we'll see how they do. The Second Amendment comes their way. And the Raisin Administrative Committee started in 1949. Basically, people could just steal your raisins. And it was this government committee. You weren't allowed to sell your raisins. The government set the price, and they could seize your raisins and not sell them and not compensate you. And so somebody was just organizing, selling their raisins and their neighbors' raisins on the side, and they were fined $700,000 by the RAC, Raisin Administrative Committee. And so now in 2015, the Supreme Court said they can't do that. Government can't take private property without just compensation. And so it started in 1949. It was 2015. It took 52 years for them to get that right. So hopefully our Second Amendment cases won't take that long. And that's about all the first interesting news. We're going to have the Obamacare thing either Thursday or Monday. And who knows how that's going to go. But something interesting happened when I was picking up my Glock 17. Some guy from New York came in, and but he moved to the Big Island recently, and he walked in and he was asking about how to buy a gun and stuff, and he was saying he just wants one for home defense, and giving reasons and excuses why he had to have a gun, and he wants a small gun, and I was like, dude, you're in America, you don't have to give us a reason that you want to buy a gun. Just want it because he's from New York, and it was just. You can't hear me? All right, let me look at the chat here.
I can hear you fine.
I can hear you.
All right, it's just that I'm not saying anything important, but so
Oh.
I thought you got a new headphones there, Brian. Right?
I do.
All right.
Am I making noises again?
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it used to be. You don't have the static, or is that somebody else?
No, I don't hear anything from him.
All right. So basically, it just seems that New York and New York City is like fallen. It's a constitution-free zone. I mean, that one the Cam and company had the knife rights person on, and 1 out of every 10 arrests in New York City is for an illegal pocket knife. And so what happens is they arrest you for having an illegal pocket knife. And then within 24 hours they show up to take your guns. So 1 out of every 10 arrests in New York is for an illegal pocket knife. And
so does that mean they go around frisking people and find knives on that many people, or these are people that were going to get, like they were doing something else that provoked the cops to...
1 out of every 10 arrests, are for an illegal pocket knife. So
Well, yeah, but I'm saying...
I'm saying, how are they finding those knives?
Did the pocket knife provoke the arrest, or is it just that's when they arrest people, 1 out of 10 of them have a pocket knife?
I'm
Yeah,
sure
so
it's a
stop,
mix.
question, frisk policy.
So in other words, these are people that if they didn't have the pocket knife, they would have been stopped and frisked and let go, but because they had a pocket knife, they were arrested?
Yeah,
They were
just remember,
arrested,
it's stop,
and then
question, frisk. It's
not stop
Yeah.
and frisk anymore. It's stop, question, frisk.
correct.
Right.
Well, that's just semantics. That's fucking splitting hairs.
But that's what it's
But-
called now. It should be called correctly.
Within 24 hours, they'll be at your door with a warrant for all your guns. If you get arrested with an illegal pocket knife, and they were calling almost anything, a gravity knife, and one guy was arrested. I think he got his gun seized, and like a few months later, trial. Right before they went to court, the district attorney was he actually had the knife and was trying to flick it open, and he just tried a bunch of times. The cop who arrested him tried to flick it open. It wasn't spring assisted. It wasn't a gravity knife, but it went. They it's just, if you have a pocket knife, you're going to jail, kind of a deal. And so that's why I'm saying, when it's like a stream of unconscious, you won't even know that you're in a constitution-free zone anymore, And, if the government could seize your property, it takes from 1949 to 2015, like for the Raisin Administrative Council. And there was, I think it was in Florida, there was an entire neighborhood that the government they seized for eminent domain, and they seized people's homes and for some government project that never actually got built, and they raised people's homes and made it all flat and ready for whatever they're going to build, and they never built it. So it's just
So they never built it and never gave it back?
Nope. And so it's just it's like New York and parts of California. I was talking to my dad for Father's Day, and like I was telling some people in the pre-chat that my dad said you need a thumbprint in LA County to buy ammunition. You need to leave a thumbprint.
What?
Yep. And but not in Ventura County. So he buys ammo in Ventura County because that's pretty much where he lives.
You don't need it in San Bernardino or Riverside County.
Yeah, that's just L.A. County that I know of. Of course, who knows about San Francisco? Thank God, nobody in my family lives there. But and it's just it's like New York City has fallen, and not in a violent military way, because that would be uncool or not politically correct. But it's it's not free anymore, and I don't know. Is everybody in New York that's just is it all that they're old people that in charge are just old 60s yuppies, burnouts, and from the 60s who got rich or something, and don't think it's cool to have guns or knives or
From what I hear, it's only a small part of New York that's that way. If you get outside the major cities, it's like the rest of the other, the rest of the nation, where they're gun friendly and down to earth and everything. It's
I'm talking about the red zones, the New York City, and there's a few other spots, yeah.
You mean blue zones?
Well, I put up a map I could put up again last week that actually has all of New York. Let me see if I could dig it up real quick. 1 second while I look for it. But I do have a map of all of that stuff for New York. That's why I said red zone, is because that's what the color on the map that they made was. New York starts with an N. All right.
Sorry.
Gesundheit.
I thought I got muted right before I did it, and I don't know how much you heard.
That was a hell of a sneeze.
And that's not even my loudest. I've had some
You
sneezes.
still have your lungs?
I've had some sneezes where my eyesight has actually gone completely black for a couple seconds.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, damn.
I'm no doctor, but when your sneezes blind you temporarily, you might want to see a doctor.
It's done that my entire life. I'm 34 years old. So, it's normal.
Young
At least
woman.
for me.
I know it's around here somewhere.
But anyway, I mean, New York, all except for, the Albany, Buffalo, New York City area, those are where your real liberals and progressives are that think that you need a reason to have a firearm.
Yeah, so that's when the guy walked into the gun shop and started explaining all these reasons. He just moved here from New York. It's like, dude, you don't need to tell us what your reason is, and
Did he say that to him?
yeah. I said, dude, you're an American. That's good enough. You don't need to explain what your reasons are, to us.
What did he say to that?
He just, I don't think he got it really.
Did he have a real weird look on his face?
Well, I mean, no, I mean he's from New York, so
He always had a weird look on his face.
no, it was just that he know habla freedom or something, or the Constitution or something. I mean, he's just used to not having freedom, so it's like you having to ask every time you need to take a leak or something, I mean, I know I have this damn piece of stuff somewhere, this New York map of the gun rights, but damned if I could find it. I got too much stuff, too many damn. Everything's in the download folder, and there's just too much stuff of it. Oh, if I find it, I'll show you. But anyway, let's see, where was I in my all this stuff that I wrote down in my stream of unconscious? So it's like, yeah, you lose if you're not paying attention. You just lose it without even knowing what you've lost or never had, or So he didn't seem like a rich hippie or anything because he was too young, but it was just like he never lived anywhere where you didn't have to explain yourself to buy a gun or something. So it just struck me strange.
Yeah, if you think that's strange, you ought to come here to the Midwest. He'd be out of his flipping mind.
Oh yeah, it's like I think when my folks went to Cody, Wyoming, they have open carry, and everybody was in the bar with pistols, and it was Buffalo Bill's old bar, but so anyway, I'm trying to get him to move out of California, but I just don't think he's going to. But Stone Guy's making a rumbling. Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I was fucking typing. I thought I was muted.
So, yeah, it's like they didn't just tow your car away in New York. They towed away the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, and nobody noticed. And so, anyway, it's like, what was I going to say? Boy, I wrote some stuff down that was crazy. I don't know if I should read this stuff. All right. I would say I wrote down. Okay, stop. People in New York stop smoking chronic crack, cocaine, and ecstasy, and have a Jack and Coke like real Americans. I was going to talk to Cork about that video about that flashlight that I was expecting a review, and I didn't see any review. Oh, you're armed. It's like you open the box, right?
Yeah, the review
And
is coming. That was literally, I just got it that day, and I didn't want to give a review.
but you click on a picture. There's a flashlight. So okay, I need a flashlight. I need to see this review because I need to buy a new flashlight. And it's like it's just you open the box and you don't know what's in there, and then you just
If you're looking at the T5 or whatever that one is, TGL5, correct?
Yeah. So
I would pass on that.
all right. Well, I'll pass on. Okay. I was hoping your cats would come in and like be disruptive because it would have made the video. I got like pissed off like 2 minutes into it or 3 minutes. It was like, wait a minute, I want to find out about this thing, and he's just opening a box. So anyway.
That's why it's called just an unboxing.
Yeah, I never do those anyway. So.
Yeah, the review is coming out on it. It's got its flaws.
Whoa, are you seriously doing a separate review? Everybody knows how to open a fucking box. Just do the review.
Hey, some cats out there don't have thumbs, and
yeah. So anyway,
yeah, the company that sent me the stuff wanted me to do just a strict unboxing video without a review.
Bullshit.
Seriously.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't.
Actually, the company actually wanted me to take my time and test it.
Oh well, then yeah. If you gave us an opinion, I mean, I'd be interested in watching that. But at least you have to get your cats involved if it's just going to be an unboxing or do something. I mean, anyway. So
the short-term review on that, like a week worth of use, comes out the 4th of July.
Okay, that'll give me something to look forward to on the 4th of July.
Well, isn't the 4th of July longer than a week? The heck?
I got other videos in there too,
But I want to see your week.
He's got to burn more shit
after.
Hey, you don't like the Fresnel lens? Don't watch it.
Fresnel lens.
So
Fresnel.
basically, the thing to keep in mind over this next election is that the next president, if the next president does, both 2 terms and 8 years, that'll be 4 new Supreme Court justices. And so if it's Hillary, the Constitution will just basically it won't be the United States as we know it anymore.
The scary part about that is
it won't be the Constitution.
Our gun rights now, from my understanding, rest on one swing vote with the Supreme Court and for the justices that currently sit. And so, if you're talking about replacing 4, that opens the door for potential, landslide.
If it's Hillary, it won't be America anymore. I mean, there won't be the Bill of Rights. There, if you just, we'll never. Most of America will never even know who killed the Bill of Rights or Constitution because it will be done by. It just, I don't know what's going to happen, but I was thinking, if it was just rope-a-dope, if we could get them to just argue about gun rights, then we'd win the election, and because they always lose on that, and it's like when MSNBC started talking about, they went off on it after Sandy Hook. They won. Quark, don't post any links about that. Anyway,
Jeez.
What was I saying?
I don't know. All I could Quark. All I could see is greased pig running around.
Yeah, pig hunting is legal in Hawaii, so watch out. But anyway, as long as you have your hunting permit, I think. But so Hillary, if she gets in charge, we're just gonna lose a lot of the Constitution, I think, But anyway, so other than that, there's not too much happening. I know I made I started my Glock 17 Mad Max Glock 17 video, and I found some as far as what I've doing those last few days, I found some tubing because I was like, I had it left over. I had vinyl tubing, 3/4 by 5/8 inch, like that I had left over from air conditioned drainage duct installed. So yep, I can do. I added it to my. It's like 4 feet long. It's got enough for a siphon to my bug out bag, or my only bag, my Rush 24 that I try and keep everything I could possibly need in, and practiced siphoning water. It's just the same as gas, and it's pretty easy. So only trick is the output has to be lower than where your input is. And you just start it, and you can even wait 5 minutes. You just start the flow with some suction, and it'll, as soon as you put the bottom part at a low enough level from the top part, you can siphon water, siphon gas. And so that was one thing I got from Mad Max, added to the kit. That's pretty easy. So I don't know what else anybody else is working on this week, but between the Glock 17, the ammo run, the new video, I had some fun with Huck sent me one of those when I got some stuff from Huck, who makes some knives for his people on Gun Channel. What's his company's name?
Ghost Town Customs.
Right.
Ghost Town Custom Knives.
Yeah, and so those little skulls he sends out. Basically, I got some. I taped one with just some regular, tape, and put it to the PVC. Put it in a PVC, the skull little trinket in a PVC pipe, and I put on the end of it. I've got the Streamlight the Siege, which has like a red light, and so it's like a red light behind the skull and through the eyes, and then it also has a green button, so I also got a green light, and then you mess with it in Windows Movie Maker and some effects, and it looks really cool. So anyway, so a few days, hopefully I'll have some Mad Max Glock 17 video. That should be fun. And go to the range and blast some guns and throw it on YouTube, I guess.
And just some Wisconsin news. It's been 2 weeks now, and Walker still hasn't signed the end to the 48-hour waiting period.
How long does he have to sign?
I don't know. It's a presidential thing. I'm sure he'll sign it when he gets back into town, or after his aides get done looking through it and making sure it's what he wants.
Which bill is this?
At the end of the 48-hour waiting period to buy to pick up your handgun after you buy it.
Oh, cool. I had to wait over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks?
God, it's so.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks in a day or something. It's like.
I read the bill. It's got its drawbacks. I mean, it's still going to be a few hours because it's got to be phoned in, and then they got to do their check. It's still it could be a couple hours before you get it, or it could be up to 5 days if you are denied. Because of security reasons, if you have security clearance in the military, etc., kind of like what Yankee deals with. I'm not denied, delayed. Before you could only be delayed max of 72 hours. Now you can be a max of 5 days, however many hours that is.
Wow. There's something interesting in Texas. The Texas, I think, governor, I think he signed it, some kind of knife law that's going to basically take all the different towns and that make gravity knives illegal in some towns, and basically it's going to preempt all that. And so for some reason, though, the Republicans didn't like the way they worded it, but it passed, the state Congress, I guess, in Texas, and so they can't have some knives are illegal or some knives aren't. It almost makes you want to move to Texas, but so there was basically a knife bill passed there, and so making statewide all knives legal to carry, and it's like you can't even own a gravity knife here. Of course, in New York, like I explained what was happening there, you can get arrested for anything, and then they come to your house and seize your guns the next day. So, I mean, that must just suck. You can't even walk around with a knife, But so it's like, I don't know what kind of a country New York is, but I know I don't want to live there. Yeah, so what was you talking about there? What is a Fresnel lens? Because you put that in the side chat. I don't even know what that is. Fresnel lens.
It's Fresnel. It's Fresnel or Fresnel. You can say it either way, but Fresnel is a correct pronunciation in France.
France.
It's just a giant magnifying glass.
Oh.
It uses concentric rings to focus light.
Oh, so it's more than one magnifying glass.
And burn the shit out of everything.
Yes, mine puts out about 22, 23 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Cool. So
You
I'm
can
trying
melt
to.
copper, in other words.
All right. Have you done that on your videos yet? Because I don't know. I wasn't too interested in magnifying glasses when I saw your videos. Like, well, I don't know if that interests me or not. But what have you been burning?
Well,
Let's see.
Well, there was something real cool I just came across YouTube just scanning videos, and it was called, I think the title was 5 Ways to Start Fire, or 5 Ways to Use Water to Start a Fire, or something along those lines.
Correct.
But I was shocked, and it's a really neat video. They do a cellophane, like saran wrap. They make, put it in something to form a little concave, and then they pour water in it, and then they tie it up, twist it up like a water balloon, and they make a little sphere of water. And with that clear cellophane, it works like a magnifier, and they start a fire quick.
Well, I got this Uber fire from Tops Knives when I got my my latest spike, and it's all you need is one spark. It's like this tar-based thing, mostly tar. It has some little cotton if you want to puff it up, and it's mostly this.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen those.
Yeah, it burnt. All you need is one spark, and you could just bury it in water. It'll put it out, and then in one more spark, it'll light right back up, And so.
And I can't remember all 5. There was another one where they were like, if you were out camping and you could do like your tent and take, shape your tent in a way where it's kind of concave and it bends the water. Anything that you can get a little bit of a reflective angle to make that sunlight transfer into a beam, it'll it'll potentially start a fire. But it's really neat for survival situations if you go watch this video. And then the other thing that I was really, here's where the question comes in. There was starting a fire without anything, and all they did was take a little piece of tissue paper, like toilet paper, and sodium. Now, I know table salt is sodium, but I don't know if there's some other element or chemical in there, or if this would look like a sugar cube, but it was just sodium. And he put it on this piece of toilet tissue, and it started a fire immediately.
Yeah, real sodium is like lead. It's like really soft metal, like a lead or like I don't know, it's like peanut butter or something. Like it's really soft, and it has to be under oil because in oxygen it'll burn. So underwater it'll blow up. You can't just carry around sodium, in other words.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that was cool as hell.
But yeah, table salt just has sodium in it, but it's just like nowhere near energy.
Gotcha.
So that's just like theoretical or whatever I'd say.
So the cool thing is, water can be used as a magnifier, which could start fire, which I thought was just amazing.
Yeah, I put a link in there to what sodium looks like, pure sodium, so it looks like stronger.
Okay, so I was just going to say about the Uber fire, what that's designed for is because it can't absorb water. It's like some thick tar thing, and in this little tin burns for 20 minutes. But the thing is that if the more you put oxygen onto it by blowing. The hotter the fire gets. So what it's designed for is if you break an arm or get injured, then or break a leg or something, you don't have to go foraging to try and find dry wood. Or try kindling. It'll burn wet kindling it, and because you can make it hotter, the fire it won't necessarily go out as soon as all the moisture comes out of the kindling. So it just makes it easier to get a fire going. But
Yeah, and to answer your question from earlier, let's see, Star Trek figure, model paint, that's enamel paint, gunpowder, lead, shotgun primers, can of soup. It actually starts boiling a can of soup in seconds.
so that's what you were. What's this you posted about cat outtakes?
Well, you wanted to see cat outtake video, so I
Oh,
put
you
that
got.
in there. I've got
Oh,
4 coming up.
okay. I'll look for those because those at least will be fun. Yeah, not just an unboxing. But anyway, I was gonna ask. I'm trying to figure out which. I was gonna get an America Glow front sight for my Glock 17. I was trying to figure out which one front sight post to get of the America Glows because they got so many different kinds. Yeah, guys, got any recommendations?
I'd get the. Or do you want a Mariglow?
Hey, I'm not sure which one it is, but what about the one that has the fiber optic on the outside and the tritium on the inside too?
Yeah, that's the True Glow
Cool.
TFOs.
That's the America Glows. Yeah, that's what America Glow has. That's one of them that they have.
Yeah, that's what I run those on all my Glocks. It's called the TFO. It's a tritium fiber optic, so they're
Is that
great.
America Glow or another company
Well,
that
they're
you?
made by True Glow, Ameriglow, True Glow. I don't know if that's the same company or not.
All right. So you think that's the best one? The
Well, I mean,
tritium.
if that's what you're wanting, because it's fiber optic for daytime, and you can just see them super easy, and then at night, that tritium is super bright and it's captive. The sights are nice metal sights, and
Yeah, they have
they're
some that are thinner size and some that are thicker, and I mean not the height, but just the width. And then they have like orange outside, and the tritium on the inside, or white on the outside, tritium on the inside, or green, light green, lime green on the outside, and tritium on the inside. So it seems like they just have so many choices. I was like looking at them, going, Jesus, which one do I get?
I think any of them will work. Mine, let's see, 19 green or yellow. My rears are yellow and my front is green.
If your rear is yellow, then you're definitely not peeing right.
Well, thanks for that. Um, Thanks for that tip, Cork. I mean, it's Stone Guy Lincoln here. Oh, that's Cork. I don't want to. Why did I press Cork? All right, so I'm gonna link my that page from America Glow if I can find it.
Also, you might want to look at excess sites. We got the really good sites too. My friend runs those on his block. I like the TFOs better, but my next choice would be excess sites. There's excess big dot. It's pretty good sight system.
So Stone Guy, yours are green, um, green and green, or orange and
I've
green?
got a set that are green and green, and then my other set's yellow and green.
You just do the front post or the rear sight?
I did both, because they come as a set. So I did I did both. And there's a lot of my competition guys. They swear by having blacked out rears and just your front sight. So
Yeah, I was
I don't.
thinking.
It doesn't bother me because I shoot with both my eyes open. So I don't really. I don't pick up much of the rear sight. so it doesn't bother me too much. But
Yeah, I was just planning on getting a front post and not new rear. So I linked the one there, and they have the whole catalog and some pictures. But I don't know.
let's see.
Just
Let's
it
see if
just
it's
seemed,
which I'm. Oh, and the link I just put in there is for the 5 ways to start fire. The first one I forgot was a light bulb. It was cool. Just check that video out. Super neat stuff, useful stuff.
all right. You linked it in the internal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. These are different than the True Glow. I mean, those look sweet, and they're about the same price. My True Glows were, $100. So
Do you have thin front posts or thinner front posts or regular or fatter or because they have
they're longer, but it looks like about the same size width-wise as what you got here with these Ameriglows.
if you look at the catalog too, there's so many different kinds, so it's really kind of like, great, which one should I get? And
Here it goes.
it says download catalog or whatever. I mean, it just opens it up in a PDF. But so it just I was like, okay, now I have no idea which one to get, and I got frustrated and, watched Quark's video or something. So.
Well, here I'll I mean, those Ameriglows look nice.
Yeah, well, which one?
Well, I guess the ones on the front page there.
The CAP.
Let me show you here. Click on this link right here. The second one. That's the True Glow, and you'll see the difference right off. I mean, especially if you're talking about just doing the front sight. It's a completely different kind of setup than what the Ameriglows are.
Tritium fiber optic day and night sights.
Yeah. Are you looking for sights for your Glock?
Yeah, front sight post. Yeah.
Are you just gonna go with this black rear or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the original rear.
Click on that one that says the third down where it says green.
Tritium fiber optic day night sights, TFO green. Yeah.
Yeah, it brings up a bigger picture, and you can see what I'm talking about. So the nice thing about those is they're actually encapsulated. A lot of people have a complaint about the fiber optics, right? But the way these are made, like that's the gun I took to tactical response, with throwing it down and stepping on it, and dropping it, none of that, that thing's super, durable. So, and like I said, it's just a little bit different setup than the Ameriglow, but I swear by these things, and they're like they're made for accuracy too. Like I love big dots are great, but they're not really meant for accuracy.
See, if I get a set of big dots, I wouldn't get the big one. I'd get the normal size, so you could still get accuracy and still have that same sight picture.
So you just got the front sight post of these bright sight.
No, I got both of them, the front and back.
And the backs don't distract you from?
Not at all. But like I said, I shoot with both eyes open and I concentrate on the front sight, so I don't really see my rears.
It might throw me off, but because I'm not as experienced a handgun person as you.
Yeah, and I shoot with one eye closed. I've tried with both eyes open. Never could get it. So I go one eye closed, one eye open, and I still just focus in on the front. I really don't see the rear sight either. I mean, I could see on a 3-dot sight picture, I could see them, but they're very fuzzy.
Is this for defense or is this range?
What was that? You're echoing through stones.
I said, is this going to be mainly for defense, or is this going to be for the range?
Defense. I mean, we don't really have a range here. I mean, we just have like, a big patch of earth with the berm.
Well, well then
I would say excess sights all day long then, because
yeah,
you're going to want that big front sight to be able to.
Exactly, and go with a big front dot, not just the normal size.
Why? I mean,
because you could pick it up
Or
real easily.
do the big dots offer night vision? Or no?
Yes, they're tritiums.
Tritium. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, there's tritiums in there.
Yeah, I mean the big dots are excellent for self defense because it's a big golf ball.
If you're looking for precision for like 30 yards down or something, it's not going to happen with a big dot. But
right. Well, the guy who runs the local gun shop was saying, and he teaches a class. He teaches his NRA class or whatever. But he can drive with his Glock 17. He could hit at 150 yards all day long, but obviously he's been doing it for a while, and he can roll out of bed and practice every day. But he can do that with his Glock 17.
What, like a man-sized target?
I don't know how big the target is.
And whenever I went to tactical response, we had a piece of steel, probably about I'd say about half USPSA target, and Gary Marr, he was hitting every time with his excess big dots at probably, I was saying about 40, 45 yards, just drilling it.
Yeah, all the two concealed carry classes I had were drawing and doing and stuff. I had absolutely no problem with my big dots.
Okay, out in the chat, they just said that they're hating big dots.
There's a lot of people that don't like them just because you can't be as accurate as you can with the other ones. But
Moon, jump in here and talk us to HDs.
All right, what was the other one you mentioned? I got the True Glow bookmarked, and the other one was XS sites. Could somebody throw a link for that in?
Yeah, it's in the side chat already.
Okay, all right.
Here. Also, I know this one's going to be for M&P. Hold on, wrong one. Don't look at that. That's an address.
So many freaking pages up.
There you go. Trigicon.
Address now.
What was that? G?
I'm gonna write an old-fashioned ass letter to that address now.
Oh no, that's an address of possible someone that may do a paddle mag for me on my HK or my C38 or C308, I should say. And they're only like an hour away, so I sent them an email. But anyway, the Trigicon HD night sights, I know Moon, he loves those.
All right.
So.
Does somebody need a link to the chat, or is he just typing in the somewhere?
Who, me?
No, Moon. You're talking to Moon.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, yeah, throw it out there if you want. See if he'll jump in, because I know he loves those Trigicons. Because him and I talked about sites for probably an hour and a half, and he really likes these. So.
All right, I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's links of everything I'm supposed to go.
So.
Trash, no.
All right. Big dot tritium. I'm looking at that excess. And all right.
And that one you have to put basically you have to put the golf ball on top of the tee for that site picture.
Yeah, those are really good sites. So they're all really good sites. You can't go wrong with them. It's once you get them, you got to get used to use them. That's all.
Depending on how many guns you have or something, I'd probably try the different ones and see which ones work out best for you, rather than listen to someone else say it's trash or this is trash or that's garbage or this is the best. It's really subjective.
Yeah, well, I figured I want the Glock 17 to be my night gun, emergency night gun, handgun. So,
Well, do you have a shotgun in your house?
yeah.
You got excess dots on that, or do you have any kind of
No,
regular
nothing
regular
really.
bead? You should get an
I
excess
could,
dot for that too. Mine's
well,
good.
I can just get, well, yeah, I could get the glow paint stuff, but you'd have to, you could paint on it, but you have to really charge it up for there to be.
Right, and that goes away. I wouldn't do anything with that glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, I changed the white dot to a red dot, but it's not glow in the dark on my shotgun. But it's really the problem with the shotgun is that the damn, it's a long barrel, and so you look at a little dot on the shotgun post at the end of my shotgun. It's like the problem isn't that it glows or doesn't glow. The problem is that the bead's so small. I mean, yeah, you can see it's got like 3 little things, and you could kind of see where it is, but you can't really even see the dot hardly. So at least if you got old eyes like me. So.
What kind of a shotgun do you have?
Oh, God, you're stumping me. I haven't fired my shotgun, and so Benelli Supernova.
Oh, okay. So it's for hunting then. It's not a.
Well, it's a great defense. It's got the pistol. It's got a pistol grip. Although I know people hate pistol grips, but and you can put 3.5 Magnum loads into it if you want. But I have subsonic for inside for home defense. I have subsonic rounds. That I keep. I don't need a 3.5 Magnum round indoors, but but I do have 3.5 Magnum rounds, but I just for still shot for fowl hunting, but because
How long is your barrel? Do you have a defensive barrel with it, or is it just strictly on barrel?
Just a regular, I guess it's 16 inch. I don't know. I don't even know how long the barrel is. It's a Benelli Supernova. It's all.
Well, it's got to be more than 16. It has to be at least 18.
Yeah.
I never actually just measured the barrel. I got the shotgun used for $400 off of
Oh, okay.
and it was, they wouldn't even have a Benelli dealer on the Big Island, so I felt pretty lucky to get it. Somebody else, brought it in and paid to ship it in and all that stuff, and it would have been like $700 new or something, so I jumped on it.
Well, the reason I asked is because the way you're describing it earlier, it sounded like the hunting weapon was like a 28-inch barrel, or a 26-inch barrel, something like that, rather than having an 18 or 20-inch barrel for home defense.
Well, all I know is when I look at the sight, that the little dot, I can see the sight, but the dot I can barely see, and I changed it from white to red, and that didn't really help it much. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if I put some kind of thing that glowed, if I put I don't even think they make them for Benelli shotguns anyway. So, but
Well, they do. It's the excess big dot. You just put it, you JB weld it over the bead, and it stays in place. And I mean, they use it in tactical response. They use it everywhere. And what it does is it just puts a big golf ball at the end of your barrel that when you pull it up, put the dot on whatever you're aiming, and whatever you want to shoot, you pull the trigger and you're going to hit it.
all right, and that's that's the excess sights for shotguns.
Yeah, excess big dot sights for shotguns. Yeah.
All right.
The only drawback I've seen with them so far is that if you plan on doing it yourself, expect it to be a pain in the ass compared to the others.
Well, yeah, because you have the JB welded on. You put some JB weld on. You set it. You got to make sure it's straight and true.
It's not the actual like securing it that's the problem. It's the fit. The fit doesn't seem to be quite as good as the others. The others seem to be basically plug and play, where this one you probably have to file it down a little, like I did with one of my other guns. The Ruger that I have, I actually had to file it a bit in order to get it to actually seat correctly. because it was way too big. It was actually starting to snap the metal.
So, I mean, I'm not super familiar with all kinds of shotgun sights, but the Benelli says I got like three little things that stick up in the, there's a kind of a sight on the left, side on the right, and the middle sight, and in the middle, that's slightly bigger than the other two. It's like a crown or something, and obviously you use the middle sight, but
I'd actually have to look at your sites to know if they're like, are they like set up like carving sites, or are they set up
no,
like the dot?
no, there's like a crown. If there's like three, it's like there's a sight in the middle. There's it's like a three-way. It's like, I mean, I'm just at the end of the barrel. There's like three different sights, three different things. It's like
I'd
I'll
have
have
to
to
look
take
at
a
that.
picture. I'll take a picture of it next time. Uh, uh, I'll have to take a picture of it next time and show you. But for now, I'm going to worry about the Glock first. But um, so now I have more sites to look at because everybody posted a bunch of links. So I'm probably going to spend the next week trying to figure out which one I like best. So I'll sleep on it for a few days and I'll come up with something.
Right on.
Yeah, there's plenty to choose from.
All right. Well, so people started heading out and going to the lobby chat. So anybody else besides me working on anything new or recently or?
Not really. Just doing the normal thing I normally do.
As in spending more money on gun stuff, or what exactly? I've done a lot of that today.
Oh wait, you were the guy that bought the AK or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
AK, I bought what else? Bayonets, two AR receivers just to have, and what else did I get? Oh, sight mount for the AK just in case. Sometimes.
I hit the mute button on Brian. He's kind of making those sounds again. Yeah. So I saw this really cool Hungarian underfolder, in a classic firearms website that looked really cool. So, how much did your AK cost exactly?
I think it was 825, I believe it was. I had I went ahead and went with the milled DDI and the heavier barrel, a melanite finish, I believe. Just I mean, as a mid-grade, as a compromise, I didn't want to get like the absolute like basic, crapshoot model, and I didn't want to go for, the Arsenal that's basically the super high end, because I couldn't justify that kind of money at the moment. So I went with kind of mid-level that's milled.
Right. Well, I don't know. I got a Wasser 10 Romanian from the Cougar factory, and I've had nothing but good luck with it. So, the only thing that really sucked was the wood, and I got some ironwood upper, lower, and hand guards, and refinished the original buttstock, and that was a 5-month project. But anyway, it was fun. So, anyway, so I think we need to give away a gun website sticker or patch. So because we do that every week. So let's see, 1 to 20. Is that how I'm going to do that again? Let me think of a number real quick. All right. Everybody's bailing to the lobby before I can even give away a patch. But so I got a number. Yeah, well, no patch for them. So let's see. It's I have a number, so if you're in the HVS internal, just type it, and hopefully somebody will type a number that I'm thinking of.
11. I win. Give me the patch.
Well, it's a well, anyway. So I'll wait till somebody types the number. Well, I would like a patch too, but I can't guess the number that I picked myself. So uh, if
Damn.
anybody types the number, it's somewhere in between 1 and 20, but nobody's typed it yet. Anyway, maybe nobody will win, but G-Webs gets lucky and doesn't have to mail one out. But anyway, yeah, okay. Well, you guys gave me a lot of stuff to work on this week now. I mean, besides my Mad Max Glock 17 video, I've got this. Got to go through like a bunch more sites. I mean, just the American Glow site got me. Confused me now. I have like 4 more sites to look at, but
Well, I mean, just look at your options. Buy whatever's in your budget that you like, that you think you're going to be able to work well with. Yeah, I mean, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. Right? But if you can, go to your local gun shop and see if they have those different sites on different
they
firearms.
don't. They don't. This is Hawaii. We've big on. We have a very limited choice of stuff like that. They don't.
Okay.
You know, it's like there's basically you know there's like one main shop, a couple of small shop, one medium shop on the Kona side, and then there's Sports Authority, and they have some guns, but they really don't have accessories or anything like that there. And it was just really nice that Sports Authority actually caught up on their ammo because last time I went, they started to have some 357 Magnum and a few other things, and then now that last time I went, they had lots of stuff there, man. They were almost they actually had 223. They never have 223, and they had a decent amount of it. American Eagle 223 and a bunch of 357 and all kinds of stuff. It's like, oh my God, they have ammo in, and it's like Kona's like the last to get ammo. So, whenever the run starts next time, with Hillary.
You know what? I honestly, I thought when it came to Supreme Court members, there actually had to be a spot open in the Supreme Court because once they're appointed for life. So, I mean, even if Hillary does win, if nobody retires, she can't put anybody else in.
Well, yeah, but people over the next 8 years after the next president is elected, that if they do 2 terms, then people are going to retire. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who's already a liberal, and the thing is, judges can serve a little longer on the Supreme Court because clerks basically do all the work nowadays, and the actual justices get to go skiing or on vacation to the Alps or go on an African safari, and because the clerks write all the if they write all the opinions and stuff, and I mean they consult with the Supreme Court justices and they tell them what to do basically, but since the clerks can do so much of the work, they don't really have to do anything as much if they were doing it all themselves. If they have to do it all themselves, they'd have already quit because it's too much work.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it is a lifetime appointment, so those people, I mean, I know there's one old person ready to retire, like you said, little already. So that's not going to hurt us at all. But I doubt, while there's a Republican Congress in power, that they're going to give up any of their seats. I mean, those guys would have to die for the open up spot for president to put somebody in.
Yeah, so it's really I'm hoping that Hillary doesn't win, but I live in Hawaii, so it's going to go.
I don't want her to win either. And I live in California. So.
Oh yeah, well you got to get out of there, but I don't know. You said you actually got a permit though to carry, right?
No, I'm working on it. I got to get a job first. The gun store I applied at that I used to work for is still doing my background check, and I actually got a call back from the local transit union for city buses. They come work for them as kind of like a yard hustler type thing, which is an entry level into the maintenance side of the house. So, I mean, it starts out with good money and benefits and things like that. So if I get both jobs, because the one job will be at night, the other one I can work during the day part time, and I'll be able to make all my money at one job and spend it all at the other. So at that time, I'll be able to, once I get more income coming in, besides working at my friend's bar, uh, I'll be able to go ahead and get my CCW and a whole bunch of other stuff. So,
Yeah, I thought you're only allowed to carry in your shop.
oh no, we're allowed to I can walk around my place anytime I want with a gun. If I'm on private property, if the owner gives me express permission to carry, I can carry anywhere I want on private property. Most likely it's private carry concealed, something else got. But as long as you have written permission from the owner, or the owner is there to say, yeah, I gave you permission to walk around our property with a gun, what's your issue? They can't do shit about it. But actually, where I live in San Marino County, our sheriff is actually pretty pro concealed carry, and of course the lawsuits saying that we're now allowed to use for protection, and for private to defend myself is now a viable excuse to have a CCW. It makes it easier. It's just expensive. It's like $600 to get a CCW out here. And also, any gun that you plan on carrying has to be, the serial number has to be on that CCW. So if you're carrying a gun that you own, you have a CCW, but it's not on your CCW, that CCW is now null and void. You're being carried, you will get charged for carrying concealed weapon without a permit. So there's that.
Well, all right. I don't know if this patch giveaway is going to happen this week. Just aren't getting enough guesses here. Nobody can gonna have to make it like numbers 1 through 4 or something next time instead of 1 through 20. But,
3, I win.
Well, that wasn't the number, but that I thought. But anyway, all right. Well, anything else before I end our chat, because I'm not sure how much longer we're gonna keep it going. So.
Are you gonna stay online after you shut it down?
Yeah, I usually do some off air. We had like a 3-hour pre-chat off air, and then so I don't know how long we're gonna go off air.
Oh, I just had a question for you.
Well, go ahead.
Oh no, I want to do it off air.
Off air questions. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we covered most everything. My stream of consciousness when I was writing it down earlier today seemed really intriguing. So I don't know how it was at the start, but I think I covered the Supreme Court cases. If you haven't heard the Peruta, if you didn't hear our Peruta after chat that we had after the Peruta courtroom argument last Tuesday, that's on my website or my Hawaii Volcano Squad YouTube page, so check that out. Everybody talked about it, and so I think I was wondering if if they had voted, before. I know that it's going to take them a couple months to write their opinions, but I wonder if the court voted before or after the last, gun violent thing happened. And I think there were 2 more gun shooting incidents too, somewhere since then. But I mean, they weren't race based, so I mean, they weren't. It wasn't like that. The one that happened in South Carolina, that was just unique, for lack of a better word.
Well, what people got to understand is that kid was mentally unstable. I mean, he was a pill popper. He was mixing his stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, so what if he's smoking marijuana?" Well, he's not just smoking marijuana; he's smoking marijuana and taking Xanax, and then also taking something else on top of that.
Yeah, well, to get him off of opiates, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same stuff to give to people who are coming off of methadone, I don't know the exact.
It's just that when you watch, like, I think CNN contracted out some stuff to the BBC. They do their reporting overnight and stuff. But like if you could tune to the BBC, they got him off of the FIFA scandal and got him onto American how crazy the American Constitution is and how America has to get all of its gun laws sorted out. And it's just weird hearing that from British people, telling Americans what to do with their guns. It just every time, it's Piers Morgan all over again.
I just, that's the only thing I had to bring up. Other than that, since you mentioned the South Carolina shooting, it's like, yeah, the guy was a racist piece of shit flip flopper.
And to make things worse, not only did Hillary and Obama come on and talk about gun control, which I guess whatever, but there was an interview today where President Obama was explaining, talking about doing a garage interview, and apparently he explained that not using the N-word in polite company, there's more to solving the race problems in America than not using the N-word in polite company, and he used the N-word when he said it. And so, like in the White House, I was like, "What?" The White House press briefing, actually spent like 20 minutes just trying to get John Ernst, the White House press spokesman, to talk about why he used the N-word, and it was all that for 20 minutes. I can't believe this stuff, But it's like that's what you get when you have freshman senators become the president.
Oh yeah.
They don't have. I don't know. He's just too young. Maybe he's too young, or if you're the president, you're not supposed to use that word whether you're black, green, purple, or brown. And that's so even if you're using it in the context of talking about race, you're not supposed to use that. I'm the most politically incorrect person, and I don't use that word. So
I doubt you're the most politically incorrect. I'm sure there are people out there that are more politically incorrect than you, because you're still not saying the word.
Well, I'll leave that to the president. He outranks me by 10 levels of whatever. But it's just it's not like I've never used the word in the past, but I don't anymore. And I grew up, and I guess he didn't. So it's just I don't know. I don't want to hear it from the president of the United States. I expect that from people on cable news, so
yeah.
And so they're all playing it and deleting his stuff, deleting his words when he's talking now. In the middle of his talk, he's talking, and he goes, "You hear President Obama talking, then bleep," So
they're censoring the president.
Yeah.
Oh my God! First Amendment infringement.
Well, they wouldn't censor him if he put it on a sign in Arizona now. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. I guess.
I don't know. The world's.
I guess he feels safe saying it because he himself is a black person, and that term was used as a derogatory statement for the black community.
NWA made a song about that, trying to claim it as people use that word now all because of NWA, the rap group, and I don't know, it's all bullshit to me,
Oh yeah, so. I agree. It's if people just need to stop pussyfooting around and stop being so damn politically correct. That's killing us. There are ways of handling things without being a racist scumbag. If you are a racist scumbag out there, pay attention to what I'm saying. If you don't like a person or a group or anything, you have the choice to either have that in your life or not. And just because people, they don't seem to understand. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean that I have to be in your life and cause you pain and misery. You just live your life on your own. Go do your thing. Leave people alone. If you don't like what a person's saying, don't listen to it. If you don't like the music or song, don't listen to it.
Yeah, you can just walk away and live your own life. You don't have to. You don't have to win a battle on the internet. You don't have to. If you want to stay at your home, if that kid would just stayed at his home and waved a Confederate flag, nobody would have given a shit. But then you go out and start, killing people. That's just not. You're gonna get yourself in what you deserve, So
Exactly.
and I can't. I just feel for the people in South Carolina, and I hope you know the all those people. They had a great preacher there, and it's like, yeah, they all actually believe that stuff about religion and faith, and so yeah, there was no riot. There was an outburst of prayer, and so it gives me hope for America. So sometimes,
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it's sad that something so tragic has to happen for people to see the right way that it's going to. I mean, it's Martin Luther King was never a violent person. He never advocated violence or anything.
yeah, it's like, and what's really, well, there you go again, Brian, with a strange sound.
Ah, damn it.
It's like, all right, so I'll just try and finish this up real quick. It's like one time, I needed to go to a wood shop to actually get a piece of, I guess, some advice on filing down the lower and upper on my to fit the handguards on my AK onto the Wasser Romanian Cougar design, and so I was told him what it was for, and he goes, oh well, I'm a nonviolent person, and well, I'm like, so am I, shooting paper targets or steel targets, that's not violent. He's like, oh yeah. Then he gave me a spin on, well, the Second Amendment was written, like for muskets and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, well, I mean, so you think the Bill of Rights is outdated right now, right? It's like, and he stopped, he just said no. So, okay, go buy a gun, you know, 'cause, that's why the guy in the gun shop, when I was filling out the form, picking up the Glock, was like from New York, and he just, didn't. He was born and raised in New York. He moved out to some place where you didn't actually have to give reasons for, you know.
He felt he had to justify himself. Like, I'm not a criminal. I'm doing this for self-defense. So, I'm really a good person. I really do this. It's like, dude, you're no longer in New York. You just buy a gun and say, I want that one. Thanks.
Yeah, you escape, or in the case of the Warriors, that's what I was talking about, I think, earlier before the chat, or in the pre-chat, when they're the movie Warriors from 1979, they're all chanting Warriors, Warriors, when they get framed for killing a important, beloved gang leader or something, and then all the other gangs are out to get them, and they have to get back to their home turf, and so yeah, it's when you it's I don't know.
The Warriors come out and play. That was a great movie.
Yeah, and that's with all the Golden State Warriors from San Francisco. I guess that's probably the only good thing about San Francisco now is the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, he would not miss. I mean, he could miss, but I mean,
not often.
Yeah, it was it was like a good boxing match watching that. They just wouldn't quit. I'm gonna just before I go, I'm gonna see if anybody actually guessed any more numbers or.
The one thing about the NBA Finals that I really, really enjoy is the fact that the Golden State Warriors, they beat the Cavaliers, the exact same score. They beat my Memphis Grizzlies. It was 4-2 both times. So my team lost to the champs, and if we would have made it, it probably would have been a 7-game series between the Grizzlies and the Cavaliers. But Golden State was just way too powerful.
Yeah, they won. The last time they won was in like 40 years ago. So anyway, so Dead Horse made a comment about Trijicon HDs for precision shooting. You want to make a guess here on my number between 1 and 20, so you can win a gun websites patch or something before I shut our chat down here, because
7. I win. No? Damn. Oh, you're talking to him. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm talking to anybody in the chat. Well, it wasn't 7 anyway. But.
Where's Darren when we need him so he can sit there and type in 1, 2, 3, 4?
All right. Well, yeah. Whenever they start up a lobby chat, then everything kind of gets kind of calmed down and stuff. But on the Lock and Load Mondays. But whatever. Um. So, having covered everything I set out to cover, we're gonna call an early end to this. Thanks for listening to a Monday Lock and Load, and we're here every Monday. Talk about guns, the Second Amendment, and some prepping stuff. And I'm gonna have my Mad Max Glock 17 video out real soon in the next few days, so check that out. I'm a Hawaii Volcano Squad on YouTube, so stop by the channel and say hello, and check out gun channels if you have the time. A lot of crazy people. It's like that saying in Mad Max, is it just me, or is everybody here crazy? And that's gun channels for you. So y'all be cool, Hawaii Volcano Squad. I'm out.
Later, guys.